It is the off season. We got a lot of projects to do on the CAM-T Mustang. So this is a little bit of a update and preview for everything that I'm working on over break. So stay tuned. It is the off season. Finally, we can get to working on the car. I've seen a lot of other people and channels saying, oh, it's winter time, there's not going to be that much going on, sorry for the lack of content. For me, that is the complete opposite. The winter time is when I do the most wrenching on the car. It's when I'm going to be doing the most work and design work and everything to try to get this car ready for the next racing season. This is pretty much a dedicated autocross car. I don't drive it on the street very much, so it needs to perform when I need it. So it can't be down pretty much during the year. So I have a couple months during the off season that I can take the car down and do any major work that I want to do to it. So what is that major work that we're doing in this off season? So as you can see here, we got the engine pretty much built, ready to go. So you'll see that coming up in an upcoming episode. Next is going to be tearing apart the car to get the front suspension that I've been working on that you've seen in previous videos. If you've missed any of those design videos for the front suspension, check those out. But coming soon, we're actually going to start trying to put it onto the car and see if my current design actually works. I am still waiting on parts. So a little tip, I think, if you're ordering parts from Send Cut Send, make sure you break up parts that some are getting coded and some that are not. I did it all as one order to probably try to save on shipping, and everything was done together, and I didn't really think about it. So I had some parts that are getting coded for the engine, and then I have some parts for the front suspension, and I ordered those back at the end of November, and they're still not here, it being the end of December. So they've taken a month. They all have shipped, they are on their way, but the coding process took much longer than I think they thought, because they only said 7 to 10 days for the coding process, and it took almost 2 weeks, I think, from when it said that process was starting. So like 14 to 15 days, I think it took until it said that they were shipping. So if you're doing that kind of stuff, break it up to different parts unless you don't really need them. I thought that they would be here in time for the start of off-season prep, but they're not here yet. They should be here later this week so we can actually get started, but we need to get the car torn apart first before we can even start putting any other parts on. Additionally, the 2023 rule set for CAM and XS have been posted. Does that make any changes for the car? No, not really. Since it's a CAM-T car, they're not allowing wings. That's the big change to the rule set, is that they're allowing wings for CAM-C and CAM-S. But since I run in CAM-T, pretty much no change for what I have been planning. They did do some clarifications on finished products by basically taking that out. So I could technically remove the interior rear of the B pillar, all the stuff that I put in 2 seasons ago to make it a finished interior, but I kind of like it. It kind of looks good. It makes it a finished interior. So I'm not going to take any of that stuff out, and it doesn't really add that much weight. Right now, I'm not really concerned about weight. I am close to the minimum weight for CAM-T, so that can all stay. One thing that I will be working on at some point, not probably right in this off season, maybe during the year, is putting a diffuser on the car. So they did some clarification that you can have a diffuser all the way up to the axle of the car, where originally I think it was only 6 inches in from the rear bumper, which didn't really make that much sense. But now I could build something that goes either all the way to the axle or to the fuel tank, which is behind the axle. So I think I'm going to do something of that sort in the future. I need to do a little bit of research and figure out components. I know there are ones out there that you can buy, but as I've mentioned in previous videos, I like the design, I like the build as much as possible. it helps the creativity, helps learn new skills. So that's something that I do want to work on in the future. And other than that, we got a lot of work to do, not much time to do it. I want to try to have the car ready for the end of February where we're having a special event. So with that, let me get back to work and I'll see you guys in the next video. Engine stuff, suspension stuff, let's go.